Joining us live now to talk about what's being done to help those in need is former FEMA executive and presidential appointee Mark Nouveau. Mark, thanks for joining us this morning.
Good morning to you both.
Good morning to you. So we know now Louisiana, Mississippi, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania all be getting application funding from FEMA to sell or rebuild structures that have been flooded more than once. Louisiana getting $40 million in funding, New Jersey $10 million, Mississippi and Pennsylvania each getting $5 million, and people can start applying on April 1st. Mark, what kind of difference is this aid going to make?
Well, there's a yin and the yang to this, Ty, and here's why. What we're talking about is a hazard mitigation program. And what FEMA does is they provide funding to the states. The states work with local communities to, in essence, buy out homes that have been flooded more than once or twice. And so the idea behind the program is to try and relocate people and neighborhoods that have reoccurring flood or disaster damage. That allows people to pick up, move elsewhere. They get market rate for their home, and it minimizes the impact in terms of continued disasters. That's the good news. The tough news is it takes years to do that.
Yeah, and Mark, that was going to be my next question, was about the timing. So I spent most of my career working in the Southeast. I'm very familiar with the storms and their impact on families and households. Talk about the amount of time that it's really going to take for these folks to really see some relief. We're still talking about disasters from 2020 that folks are still recovering from.
Yeah, good question. And to your point, they've had 6 named storms since 2020. The last one 6 months ago that had the velocity that was greater than Hurricane Katrina. St. Bernard Parish in particular is what we're talking about. 2-mile swath, 2-mile wide, 2 miles long for the tornado yesterday. So you can see they just keep experiencing disaster after disaster. Now, FEMA, along with the state of Louisiana and nonprofits, are in there helping people with temporary homes. They've got, mobile homes that they've moved in there. They're providing assistance to them in terms of rental assistance, money so people can go get apartments or hotels, motels, things of that nature. But again, because they've been hit once, twice, 3, 6 times in the last, since 2020, it's difficult to get caught up.
And of course, there's some element of having to advocate for yourself if you're one of these people that have gone through these traumatic events. Mark, you've been through this process before as a former FEMA executive. Are there people that get lost in the cracks?
Yeah, unfortunately, you've got to be an advocate for yourself. Now, the majority of people are going to get the resources they need. And that's not just because of FEMA. That's because there's wonderful nonprofit, churches, faith-based groups, Red Cross, Salvation Army, coming out to help these folks. And really, that's a crutch. It's Americans helping Americans, and that's how they get through this. FEMA is a component to that. The federal government helps. They coordinate. But really, it's Americans helping Americans.
And Mark, to that point, there may be folks here on the West Coast who are looking at that devastation and wondering how they can help. What would be your suggestion on ways that folks can help their brothers and sisters to our east?
Yeah. What people want to do is that the outpouring of support, no matter where it's at, is remarkable when it comes to our country. I've seen it time and time again. It is wonderful. But the key to that is that you don't want to send, clothes and furnishings and things like that, because that can't be used. Really, the best way for people to help is to donate money. Then they can go ahead and buy whatever's necessary. You can do that through the Red Cross, Salvation Army, whatever your favorite charity is. Designate where you want that money to go, but that's the best way to help people in time of need.
We hear that time and time again. Mark Nouveau, former presidential appointee and FEMA executive, thank you. We always appreciate your take. We know you've been through disasters like this and help people exactly like the ones you've been talking about. So thank you for taking the time this morning. We really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. Have a great day.